Spider-Man No Way Home comes out in 3 weeks, and to build up excitement, I'm reviewing this integrated suit pop figure from the movie. Hi, Ghaha, Bran, nice to meet you. Subscribe to the channel if you want more Marvel content and reviews. And what we have here today is the Spider-Man No Way Home integrated suit pop figure. And I would definitely have to say, out of the two new suits that we're seeing for this movie, I'm gravitating more towards the integrated suit. I'm just not a huge fan of the black and gold suit, and it looks like the integrated suit might be a little bit more important, but of course we haven't seen the movie yet, so we don't quite know. And for me, it all depends on what the characters actually do in their suits. So without further ado, let's move on to the unboxing. I'm definitely super excited for No Way Home because I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He's my favorite portrayal of Spider-Man so far. And just the integrated suit looks really cool. It looks like a less messy version of the Iron Spider suit, which is my main complaint about the MCU Iron Spider suit. It just looks really cluttered and there's a lot of conflicting colors, it looks like. And just getting this guy out of the box. Look at that. Let's remove that plastic right there. This looks pretty good. Moving on to the first criteria, which is pose. And I think the pose looks pretty good on this guy. Like I said, it's a very Spider-Man-y pose, you know, with there's being so many Spider-Man pop figures and just figures in general of Spider-Man, you're probably going to run out of poses. But then again, Spider-Man himself is a very dynamic character, so it's gonna be hard for him to have a limited number of poses. You can always figure out something else with him. And this is pretty standard. It's not the most dynamic Spider-Man pose you can have, but I think it shows off all of his best parts very well. So I'll give my stamp of approval for the pose for the integrated suit. And the second criteria for my pop figure reviews is accuracy. That being, how accurate is it towards the actual thing it's portraying? And of course, like I said, we haven't seen the movie, but based on just posters and other figures, I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, it's a less cluttered version of the Iron Spider suit from Infinity War, but with some extra touches to it that I really enjoy, like this temporal web that's going on with this Spider-Man figure. Like I said, you know, we don't know what that's all about yet. Something that's interesting is his webs are coming out of the top of his wrist instead of like the bottom of his wrist, basically. And the thing on his chest, like I said, you know, we don't know much, but you know, all the different runes, which I suspect is due to Doctor Strange, it all looks good. It's more than what the Marvel Legends provides. The Marvel Legends doesn't even have these types of details added into it. And something else that I'm noticing is around the boots, because something I really enjoy about Tom Holland's Spider-Man suit is the black accents that the suit sports. So it's not just red and blue, it's red, blue, and black. That's, you know, subtle enough for you to kind of notice it somewhat. And I noticed that the integrated suit kind of shows off this. And, you know, looking at this, the integrated suit is a lot more blue than I remember it. In my mind, it's just red and gold. But overall, like I keep saying, it just looks like a more polished version of the Iron Spider suit that we've been seeing a lot from like Far From Home and Infinity War and Endgame, basically. It's like they decided to just simplify it and clean it up and palette swap a few other things. So I would say accuracy gets my stamp of approval based on what I know about the movie so far. So my final verdict on my pop figure reviews is, would I buy it again? Under any circumstances, you know, knock on wood for any bad stuff that happens, if I had to rebuild my collection, would I buy this pop figure again? Like, would I care enough, or would I even notice it's gone? And I would say definitely yes, I would buy this pop figure again. not only is it a bit more dynamic than your standard pop figures just standing there, but then again, Funko is getting better at not making their pop figures like carbon copies and like palette swaps of each other. But it just looks good overall as a pose, and just like the extra just webs coming out of his wrist, I really enjoy that. And the thing is, you know, as a really big Spider-Man fan, I kind of have to have a pop figure from every one of Tom Holland's major Spider-Man movies, so Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. And to me, this is looking like the definitive suit for this movie. Therefore, I feel like I really need to have this pop figure, because you got like the Stark suit, the advanced suit, and now you have the integrated suit. And also the box is really cool too, like the decals on the background and just the borders overall. So I think it just looks really good. Even as a, you know, if you were a non-Spider-Man fan, this wouldn't be a pop figure that I would be sad about in receiving, I don't know, as a gift or a claw machine or whatever. I just think it looks really good. So yes. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed my brief review of the Spider-Man integrated suit pop figure from Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home comes out on December 17th, guys. It's so close. I don't really care if the other Spider-Man show up or not. Of course I want them to, but I just want to see them cap off the trilogy essentially. I'm just really excited for this movie. So, like and subscribe and comment what you're most excited about for No Way Home. It's coming out so soon. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I review Marvel, Star Wars, the Marvel shows and everything. Pretty much if Disney owns it, I'm gonna talk about it, and you can join me on that ride. But until then, for next week's video, I'll see y'all later.